About your time overseas, or do you?
Yeah. So anyway, after I graduated from Eastern New Mexico University, well, Norman and I dated the last year, and so it was right after we would get together at Grandmother Grande House in Clovis, and he would come from Abilene, and then I'd come from Roswell, and we'd meet at Grandmother Grande's. And anyway, I got engaged, and so we got married just 3 or 4 days after I got through teaching, and we got married, and we moved to Abilene. Didn't live there very long, and then he got called into the service, and so we had to go to Germany, and that's where Arlene was born. But we loved Germany, and Norman didn't have to. That was during the Vietnam War, and but he didn't have to go to war because he had a background. He got his degree in finance, and so they put him in the cashier's cage, and that's how he spent his time counting money. And yeah, we enjoyed. We lived on what they called on the economy. In other words, we lived in a German house. It was actually their hog house, so we lived in their hog house, and it was just really, really, really small, but it was big enough for us. And it was the time I was pregnant, and yeah, and that's when Arlene was born. When we lived there, and he was in the service. But that was really interesting. Yeah.
And they left babies in the sidewalk.
Oh yeah, when we go to Mercours, which was a department store, we couldn't take Arlene in with us. We had to leave her in her stroller out on in front of the store like everybody else did, because the Germans never took their babies in the store, and we were very reluctant to do that. One of the times we took baby Arlene in the store with us, and the Germans would come, oh, das ist nicht gut, nicht gut. And they would try to tell us we had to leave the baby outside. And so I think we did once or twice, but we were very reluctant to do that. But that's the way it was.
Tell me about your honeymoon, or actually with your wedding first. Tell me about your wedding and then your honeymoon when you got married.
Well, got married was a non-eventful thing, and just, I do's, and
But
I don't know.
Didn't you, let's see, who was it? Somebody got married like the next day.
Oh,
or the
yeah,
day
it was,
before.
Daryl. My older brother, Daryl, and Charlotte got married the next day. They used the same preacher, the same flowers, everything, and they got married at Elbert, and then we got married, of course, in Colorado Springs.
So you got married right after.
So we couldn't go on our honeymoon until after Daryl and Charlotte's wedding. Yeah. Gosh. And then we went on our honeymoon, and we lived in a trailer house while Norman went fishing. That's what we did for our honeymoon.
And what did you do? Well, my dad was fishing.
Oh, he slept because I was so exhausted from teaching, because we got married just right after, just a few days after I was teaching, and I was so exhausted. So he went out fishing, and I just slept. Enjoyed it. Oh, we went to Red River, in the middle of nowhere, for the honeymoon. Nice.
That's nice. Hold up.
Yeah.